the old gad wall, one lick. One lick at a time. You don't get fancy. You got gadwall circling, that's the drake. You got the old mallard drake. I was the guy who figured out, first one in the history of mankind, I figured out how to sound like a mallard drake, the old green head. You say, how did you figure it out? It came to me in the night. This is a whistle. It's this whistle in a housing. I figured out that if you breathed a bass note into that whistle inside this housing, it would come out mallard drake. When I figured that out, I got a hold of the Department of Trade and Commerce, Washington, D.C., and patented that. And then the only way you can get one is to give me $20. Capitalism at its best. It was an idea. I said, I believe it'll work. So watch. No bass note, see? No bass note, but watch. That's when I started to climb the ladder of success. Wood duck, times are hard up here in Tennessee. He's flying, he'll go. So he's coming across the timber, that's what he does. So you don't want to give him that call, because see, that's when he's flying. And if he's flying and you're flying, nobody knows where to come back to. Everybody confused. So if he's flying, you've got to be sitting. You get in the thicket, you stick your gun barrel through the thicket, and you go, and look, they'll answer you out there. They'll answer you. You go in, you shake the water a little bit. Shake the water a little. They'll answer you. You keep that up about 5 or 10 minutes. These old woodies that comes through them cypress and oak trees, they'll just swim right up to you. Don't do what you want to with them, but I said times are hard. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men are created equal. They've been endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thomas Jefferson said those words in your Declaration of Independence. I have, according to Thomas Jefferson, a God-given right, not a government right, a God-given right to pursue happiness. Mr. Jefferson, yes sir, Mr. Robertson, what makes me happy is to blow a mallard drake's head smooth off. What about it? Mr. Jefferson would say, what does the Bible say, Mr. Robertson? I would say, Mr. Jefferson, I'm going to quote a text for you to prove that whacking and stacking is in. It was about noon the following day as they were approaching the city, continuing on their journey. Peter went up on the roof to pray. He became hungry and he wanted something to eat. He fell into a trance and he saw what seemed to be a large sheet being let down from heaven by its 4 corners. Here comes a giant movie screen coming out of the heavens. Here's a Jewish guy, been under strict food laws for 1,500 years. In fact, when they looked at Gentiles, who would be pretty well like all of us in Tennessee and Louisiana, we'd eat anything, with enough garlic. Gentiles eat anything. These Jews on the strict food laws, you said that was a big thing with them. They see them eat pork or catfish, I mean, they would have a fit. They would go to the temple and get cleansed. They were racist to the core of their being. So God's sending this Jewish boy that's been under strict food laws for 1,500 years. He's sending him a message. He's going to show him about why Gentiles are going to be brought into the kingdom. And he's going to do it by showing him pictures, a movie screen. The sheet contained all kinds of four-footed animals. Count them up, Tennessee. White-tailed deer, how many feet does he have? He's on the sheet. Buffalo, how many feet does he have? He's on the sheet. How many feet does a squirrel have? He's on the sheet. How about a hog? How many feet does he have? Boy, that old Peter said, whoa, now, easy. God's given him a message. And also, the sheet contained birds of the air. Now we talking ducks. And geese, and quail, and turkeys. They're on the sheet, Tennessee. All the creepy things on the ground. And a voice from heaven said, Peter, get up, kill, and eat. Now, Tennessee, you know why I told you what God just said? I'm not a rocket scientist. I'll be a C+ man, which means I'm smarter than half of them. Not a bad position to be. But it sounds like to me from reading that text, if it walks, crawls, flies, or swims, rack him and stack it. Right? Therefore, this bunch running around now in America say you shouldn't eat meat and we're offended because... And they're not even religious. So my question to them is, does the Constitution of the United States of America forbid the killing of animals and eating them? No. Does the Bible forbid it? No. So where are you coming from, lady? I love you. But where is it wrong? Anywhere in the history of mankind. Are we going back to the Jewish food laws? All that's been done away with. Right after that picture was seen by Peter, God said, you don't call anything unclean I've made clean. Here's a news flash in case you didn't know it. There are no food laws in the United States or on this earth. If it walks, crawls, flies, or swims, Tennessee, you are free to eat it. God said so. Therefore, not only according to Thomas Jefferson, according to the God of heaven, I am free to pursue happiness by blowing them out of Drake's head. Bingo!